Good morning Year 6 and welcome to our Tuesday's Maths Home Learning. And today we're going over the next couple of days, we're going to be finishing off our units on area and perimeter. And today we're looking not only at area and perimeter, but we're going to look at volume. And what does volume mean? Well, volume is the amount of space an object or liquid takes up, and it's quite similar to capacity. So it's the amount of space we've held in an object or a space, or even as we were looking at earlier, and it has to be often in 3D. So, and this is why we say it's cubed. So if area is square, because that's the amount of space we can see, and volume is cubed because it's three-dimensional. And here you can see that this volume here is 1 cube, so this volume with the 3 cubes is going to be 3 cubed. So then, knowing what we know, let's have a look at this. I mean, how many cubes needed to create these shapes? Well, actually, we know that here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes. On my next one I have, that's right, 3 cubes. On my next one I have, you're probably saying it at home to yourself, 4 cubes. Here I have 5 cubes, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes. Often I might even write 7 cubed or 7 cubes at the end, just like that. So then, if I continue, can we work out the volume of these shapes? Pause the video and quickly have a go. Now that you've paused the video and had a go, let's have a look. Well, my first shape here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cubes because it's got 2 rows of 4. So my volume is going to be 8. And you might write cubes at the back, at the end. My volume for my next shape with the yellow cubes has 4 cubes. And then finally for my green it has 6 cubes. And make sure to always write cubes at the end. Let's then look at my next question. What's the same and what's different about these 3D shapes? So let's have a quick look. Well, what is the same about these 3 shapes? Pause the video and have a think about what's the same. Well, the thing is the same as all shapes have 4 cubes. So they all have the same volume of 4 cubes. And that is what's the same about all those shapes. Now, pause the video and have a think about, well, actually, what's different? What's different? Well, that's right. All of the shapes are different. They all make different shapes. Because here we can see that this is like a cuboid or a square, and then here we've got a rectilinear cuboid or a cuboid, and then here we've got a different shape entirely. So they all make up different shapes. Now let's have a look at my next question. Well, Tiny says the volume of this 3D shape is 8 cubes, and here they've blown it up even bigger. And we need to see if Tiny's right. So, is Tiny correct? Well, let's see. Because let's check his answers, because we often know that Tiny can get them wrong. Well, I've got 1 cube here. Then I've got 2. Then I've got 3. Then I've got 4. Then I've got 5. I've got 6. I've got 7. And I've got 8. But lots of you at home probably know that this cube here, to be joined to another cube, to be joined to these cubes, must have a cube we can't see in the gap at the back here. So actually there will be a cube if I can try and draw it for you, there's going to be another cube behind this cube here, in line with this one, 1, 2. So actually, tiny is wrong. This shape is going to have another cube in between these 3 cubes here. So it's going to make a square. There's going to be a square cube there. And that's why actually there's going to be, the shape isn't going to have 8 cubes, it's going to be 9 cubes, because those cubes have to be stuck together with another cube. And then how many cubes are needed to make this cuboid here? Now, cuboid is an area or like a perfect rectangle. So actually we know that there's going to be 3 in this row. There's going to be 3 in this row here, heading down. There's going to be 3 in this row, 3 in this row, and 3 in the row I just said, which I'm going to put a dot on, but that's going to be 3 coming down here. So it's going to need 3, 6, 9, and then there's going to be another 3 on that dot there, 12. So actually 12 cubes are going to be needed for our cuboid. Or another way to look at it is if we know that this part of the shape is going to be exactly half here, isn't it? If I draw it with some straight lines, it might show you better. So if I'm going to do it in big and red, so this half of the shape that I'm drawing around now, so all in those cubes there equals 6 cubes, doesn't it? I'll write it in red. So then we know that the other side, which I'll do in a big line as well, but I'm going to do this one in black, or I'll do it in green. This side here is going to be exactly the same as this side over here, because if we looked at it from a different angle. And therefore, 6 add 6 is going to equal 12 cubes. So what you need to do today is you need to go and work out the volume of each shape in cubes. So you're going to need to work out how many cubes make up each shape. And then you're going to need to give your answer, obviously, in cubes, just like I've done here. Just like I've done at the bottom here. Yep. So 12 cubes. So go away now, do the sheets, and work out the volume of each shape.